document everything or just write everything down, just obsess over it. It's got to be something you want to get good at. You
Name two books to read to excel in sales.
So for books, I don't read much, but I'll name at least one. The one that I named before, How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's a really good book, I'd say. Like for myself, I'm not much of a reader, but I would say that book is like you could skim through it. You could find some literally like some hidden gems in there where it's like, oh, that's actually like really helpful. It's good for the mental, it's psychology of people as well. And for the second book, I couldn't name anything, but I would say for me as a salesperson, just anything of like a sales book, psychology of selling, maybe how to read people, how to read the room. Because as a salesperson, you have to be able to read or just tell like, okay, is this deal genuine? Is this person actually wanting the product or not, or he's just like poking around and stuff. It's just like it's psychology. It's just human nature. How you read them and stuff. Yeah.
All right. Name two qualities to excel in sales.
So I would say two qualities to excel in sales. Well, there's a lot I would say, but my top two that I would say is resilience. You have to have like a will to just keep on going. Sales is a numbers game, so sometimes it might not be in your favor. You might have a really bad month, a really bad week, but that week does not define the whole, your whole career or anything. You might have a bad month, but then you bounce back, you get better, you lock in is what I go by. You gotta lock in and then just ride it through. Bad times never last. Or tough times never last. Tough people do. You just gotta ride it out. Don't give up because who knows what will happen. And then the second trait, second quality is probably uh intelligence and like emotional intelligence. Sorry, emotional intelligence. Sales can be very tricky to the mental. If you let it get to you, it'll tear you apart sometimes. So you got to be sharp. You got to be locked in. You got to just keep calm, keep patience, keep your cool, ride it out. Zoom out, see the bigger picture. Don't just be like stuck in like a small circle or a small box like that. Just look at it at a bigger perspective and then just slow it down, zoom it out, and you'll kind of get it through and just, yeah, that's that's just how I'm explaining it. But yeah, just resilience and emotional intelligence is what I would say.
Name two people who excel in sales.
Oh, okay. So this might be, well, I know one guy. He's from a movie that I've watched and kind of stuck with me till now. The Wolf of Wall Street. And the main character is Jordan Belfort. Even though you watch the movie and then you actually know like what it's about and stuff, but he's a great sales guy. He can sell you anything, and that movie kind of gave me something deep down that it was like that's actually how it is. You could sell anything if you put your mind to it, if you know how to read people and stuff like that. And for the second guy, I'm not 100% sure, but I'll just go with a very well-known influencer. He's popping right now on Instagram. He's very motivational, been really good. I watch him all the time. Giuliano Massarelli, shout out to you. Really great sales guy.
Name two strategies top performers use to excel in sales.
So, to excel in sales, there's all types of ways. People do it all different types of ways because it's You talk to people most of the time, so some people are comfortable in doing it this way. Some people is a bit different, but each method it usually doesn't matter as long as it works, and you're getting the deals at the end of the day. But I would say, keep your pipeline clean, obsess over it if you can. Just follow, and another one is just follow up. Just follow up all the time. Keep on top of it. If you ever need to want to keep the customer happy and everything, just follow up, just be on top of it, just don't let anything keep you down, just you got to be on top of it. You got to be on there all the time, on the clock, 110%, not 100. But yeah, I would say so. Yeah, follow up and obsess over pipelines, your deals and everything.
Name two actions you can start today to excel in sales.
Aim two actions you can take today to excel in sales. Or yeah. Okay, so I would say um document everything, or just write everything down. Just obsess over it. It's got to be something you want to get good at. You got to go 100% or not at all. Like you have to be on. If the customer needs you, you have to, be there for them. You don't want to lose them. They're the one that's paying the company, but you're the one making the money as well. So it's like you got to be there, and just study your product. What's good about it, what's different, what's it different from the competitors. How is it better than this brand, or what's it though better that your customers are going to say like, yo, this brand and this brand, it's the same product, but why is yours better? You have to have an answer for that. And if you don't, then it basically flies out the door that your product is no different than any other. So you gotta, um, be different in a way, and just know that it's different and how it can be better for the customer and how it can benefit them.
Name two habits that help someone excel in sales.
Uh, this is my personal opinion. It's one of the habits that I kind of um took on, like kind of became a habit. But you got to move on quick if you can. Sales is one of those jobs where it's a roller coaster of emotions sometimes. 1 second you're on top of the world, and 2 seconds later you're at rock bottom or something. It's a roller coaster of emotions. So I would say you have to move on fast. If the customer's like, I don't want it, it's the deal is dead, move on, next one. That's how fast it's got to go. You can't just dread over a dead deal that could have happened. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen, and that's it, move on. And the other habit is probably just obsessing over the job, obsessing over it so you can get better, grinding it out. Set a goal for yourself, how much you want to accomplish, and, just get to that goal, or do anything to get to that goal. You want it bad enough, you're going to go out and get it.
Name two mindset traits necessary to excel in sales.
So, two mindset traits to excel in sales. You got to have like a, you know, tough mindset to the point where it's like, like the one I said just now, like you got to move on quick. You can't dwell on it. You can't just let it get to you, cuz when it gets to you, then that's where it's, yeah, that'll mess you up. You got to be focused. You can't have anything else that's making you not focused to what you're doing. Your objective is to sell this, to, get that out, make money for the company, and that's what you have to do. You can't be doing other stuff. You can't be obsessing over this and spending your time on this and that, where it's not being spent towards something that it will. give you gain, gain you something. So it's like, and, and I would say time is the biggest enemy for a salesperson. Um, you just gotta keep up with your time. Time management is really big in sales. I learned that early in my career, when people make mistakes and stuff like that. But mistakes are normal. We're human, but you just gotta learn from them and just keep it going. Yeah.
Name two mistakes that prevent people from excelling in sales.
So two mistakes that, yeah. So I've actually made these mistakes before as well as a person that's been doing sales and still learning in it. Taking rejections personally is one thing. That's like emotional right there. Sometimes you get this is what happened to me in my first like early weeks, early months of sales, getting rejected, maybe you don't know the product enough, you don't and stuff, and you're just, learning along the way as well, but you get rejected, you're heartbroken, and you dwell on it, that's the emotional thing, you have feelings at the end of the day, but those are the mistakes, don't dwell on it, just don't take it personally, it's business. They might not want it, but someone else wants it, but you just gotta find them, or they're gonna find you, and you just gotta make the deal happen. It's conversation at the end of the day, and just not keeping up. I would say the other mistake, just not keeping up with your deals, not updating your CRM every day. Anything happens, customer says anything. If you think you're gonna forget, write it down, put it into an Excel sheet, write everything down after a call, because once you get like 100 deals, you're not going to be remembering all of them. You got to read through them. So if you don't write anything down or document anything, you're going to forget, because the human brain forgets a lot of things, a day.
Name two daily disciplines that allow you to excel in sales.
Two daily disciplines to excel in sales. Um, This might be the same answer again, but I really live by this. Be consistent, be on top, you know, just do more than everybody else, People might say, just do this or do that, Don't be ordinary, If you want, just do a bit more if you can. Um, just don't overwork yourself, obviously. Work smarter, not harder. But, and also invest in yourself, if you think you can do something, you can apply yourself to a class or a course that will make you better, and make you gain something, whether that's money or skill or a diploma or anything like that. Invest in it in yourself, because you are your future.